If you stop for good, you're going to go past that 30 days. You know you're going to go past that 30 days. You're thinking long term. You're thinking what you can do in the long term without alcohol in your life, how you can get rid of the alcohol habit, how you can get rid of the alcohol thinking, the drinker's brain, all that kind of stuff. If you stop for 30 days, you know you're going back onto it after 30 days. And I think it's only fair to point out that most alcohol withdrawals are going to be extremely mild, if they're going to exist at all, if you're going to feel anything at all. I think most people don't feel anything, right? Or the most you're going to feel is what you would feel on a hangover, right? I think most people will go through a lot of stuff with discomfort in their head, and it's to do with the habit change more than the alcohol. And I think it's a good time to point this out this time of the year, because we're coming up to a time when it's encouraged for you to stop drinking, right? If you go into Google at this moment and you put in "stop drinking alcohol," you're going to get thousands upon thousands of sites that are telling you that it's dangerous to stop without medical intervention, right? They'll say to you, don't stop drinking alcohol without medical intervention because it could be disastrous for you. It could be that you have seizures, you could have DTs, it could be fatal for you, right? Now, if that's the case, then it should be the case across the board, right? Everybody should tell you the same thing. You should go to a doctor and they say, don't stop without medical intervention, but they won't. And the proof of the pudding in this is in the dry January thing, right? Or dry October or whatever, but we're coming up to, as I record this, into dry January. Go into that and have a look. Say, stop drinking alcohol, dry January. And you'll have none of that stuff. You'll have none of the warnings. You'll have none of the people trying to frighten you into not stopping drinking alcohol. And I think it's because it's a shorter period of time. They know that even though most people will stop and they will feel better after the 30 days, if people get to 30 days, and most people won't reach 30 days, they'll do a few days and that's it, they'll go back onto the alcohol again. They know that. They know that if you do go back on after the 30 days, that it's a different mentality that you're approaching this with. If you stop for good, you're going to go past that 30 days. You know you're going to go past that 30 days. You're thinking long term. You're thinking what you can do in the long term without alcohol in your life, how you can get rid of the alcohol habit, how you can get rid of the alcohol thinking, the drinker's brain, all that kind of stuff. If you stop for 30 days, you know you're going back onto it after 30 days. And that really puts you into a different frame of mind. It puts you into this expectation mind. It puts you into the mind where you're going to stop, and at the end of that 30 days, you're going to give yourself a drink or drinks, many drinks probably, as a celebration, as a reward for what you've just done. So they don't want to discourage people from stopping drinking alcohol for 30 days, because if that is your mentality, if your mentality is you're going to go back to the alcohol after the 30 days, then it puts you into a frame of mind where it reinforces the value of the alcohol, right? Instead of the other way around. When you're stopping drinking alcohol for good, you're trying to bring about a hatred for alcohol. You're trying to discourage any alcohol thoughts, right? You're trying to realistically look at the poisoning, at the toxins, at what you've been doing to your life. You do none of that with a 30-day challenge. But my point is, if it was a case that everyone that ever stopped drinking alcohol nobody should attempt this without medical intervention. Everyone should be scared. Why aren't they putting these warnings for the 30-day, for the January windows? Sometimes they're tucked down at the bottom, right? But I think it raises for me important questions about the nature of these campaigns. And it proves a point for me that the vast majority of people, like we've been saying on this channel for the last 10 years, the majority of people have nothing to fear from stopping drinking alcohol. It's not as if you stop drinking alcohol for 30 days and then after the 30 days, that's when all the problems are going to stop. If you've got problems with alcohol, if you cannot stop drinking alcohol because of medical intervention, it's not something that is just going to sneak up on you out of the blue. This is something that is there. It's cause and effect. You know, if you've poisoned yourself so much, right, that your body cannot handle not being without alcohol, you know that beforehand. You know, your life is a mess beforehand. You know, anybody can tell you that. You know, so it's just something to think about, right? If you're afraid of stopping drinking alcohol, have a look at that. Have a look at the websites that are promoting the 30-day, the dry January, the dry October, the 30-day challenges. You know, and a lot of these websites are government websites, the same government websites that are promoting that you should never stop drinking alcohol on your own. Something to think about, right? If you want help to stop drinking alcohol, if you want to walk through my process, habitsv2.com. Take care of yourself. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.